And also press the bell icon so that you never miss any update from my channel.
Hello and welcome back here to my channel. If you are looking for some new ways to market your book or to get it out there in the marketplace, even if you are a beginner in this whole publishing game, you are in the right place. Make sure you guys keep on watching as I share with you guys some book marketing tips and ideas. I am Desiree Lee, the #1 sought after self-publishing consultant across the web, and I aim to help you get you from where you are right now to where it is that you want to go. And in this video, just like I mentioned before, we are going to talk about a few different ideas that I came up with and some ideas that I had an opportunity to share with my authors and members of our Authors in Business membership community. Now, some of this stuff is not new, but it is a new way of thinking about, or a new direction, or a new strategy that you can add to your marketing campaign, your advertising campaign, and or your promotional campaign. A lot of authors fail to market their book successfully after they have self-published their book. A lot of times we often think that, hey, look, after we publish the book, the customers and the readers should be coming in. But we quickly realize that that is not true. For some, it happens because they did the pre-marketing and the pre-promotional ads for their pre-order book. And then some of us, we haven't, and we're just learning. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. So the tip that I want to share with you, tip #1 that I want to share with you guys today, is Spotify. Now, my members had an opportunity to kind of dive into this. I gave them a step-by-step tutorial training, video tutorial training inside of the membership area, but I definitely want to share the idea with you guys too as well. Now, we know a lot of things have transitioned into audio, or sometimes authors don't think about audio advertising or marketing on different audio platforms is accessible to them, right? So you have Spotify, you also have podcasts too as well. So remember back in the day when you used to drive to work and that long commute and you cut on the radio. And I don't know about you guys, listening to those morning shows, I will always love it, right? And also the new songs that are playing, it helps me get through the traffic as I go to work. However, I used to just cringe and hate when we have all of those radio ads and all of those promotions that are going through. So much so you hear them so often that you can memorize them and actually sing those different types of jingles. Well, I thought of this great idea that you guys can do it too, right? Especially with podcasts and also with Spotify. Now, if you basically got a voiceover or even created a jingle around your book, you can literally connect with or contact podcasters. All right. And as you contact them, ask them what does it cost for you to roll your ad inside of their podcast? What does it cost? What is their advertising specs or their ad specs, or even to see what their EPK or their pitch deck is like with that podcast? So think about it, guys. How many podcasters are there on iTunes, right? And it's growing exponentially. And they have a lot of listeners who listen to them either daily, weekly, or either monthly. And you guys need to have your books in that place. So you don't want to advertise your story on, let's say, a fitness podcaster or on their station, especially if your book is not centered around that. So you do have to do a little bit of research. Which podcasters fit your story, your instructional material, the tips and resources that you want to share. And then you ask them, hey, look, how much does it cost to place an ad during your podcast? How much does it cost to place an ad during your radio show? How much does it cost to place an ad on Spotify? So how does this all correlate to your whole marketing campaign? How does this all correlate to what it is? This is how it correlates and actually goes into the flow of this whole thing, is that you're going to be a big fish in a small pond. Somebody type that in the chat and say it again with me. Big fish, small pond. Okay? So while everyone else wants to market and advertise their books on Facebook and also on Instagram and different platforms like that, which is okay because I advertise on those social media networks too. However, if you really want to catapult your success and get a new audience, because this is what I found out with Instagram and things like Facebook, is that of course, they have a certain cadence and a certain algorithm to it. And you have to either pay more advertising dollars to get to this new audience, or if you're posting or promoting it on your social media pages, it's like literally showing it to, or you're probably selling it to the same people, and you're wondering why your book is not selling because it's like to the same audience that you already have, that their algorithm is set to see you. And I'm like, look, I need to meet more strangers. I need to meet more people. I'm sure that it's billions of people here on Facebook, billions of people on Instagram and other platforms like that, and I need to reach them. How do I reach a whole new audience? How do I reach new strangers? And the only way that I can do that, or what I suggest for you guys to do, is to borrow somebody else's audiences. They have spent time to build their audience and their demographic. And I just want to make sure that when you do place your podcast ad, when you do place that audio ad in place, that their demographic meets your demographic, and then you'll be able to sell more books. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, people are going to be like, how are you selling all these books? And you're like, look, I just did a campaign, an audio campaign. I said I'm going to be on all these different audio platforms, and this is the way that I'm going to promote and market my book. So I hope that was definitely beneficial for each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for joining my channel. If you have a question, let me know. But first, let's take a quick break.
So I saw this book on Amazon.com, The Desiree Lee Story, Inmate 1142980. And I read the reviews, and I had to purchase my own copy. It's just such an inspirational story.
A high school student on her way to college in pursuit of the American dream. 2 weeks after graduation, her dream was no longer an option. Visit www.amazon.com and purchase your copy today.
Subscribe. And also press the bell icon so that you never miss any update from my channel.
And we are back. So if this is your first time here on my page or either on my YouTube channel, I invite you guys to subscribe to the channel, as I am committed to bring you guys more innovative ideas and more steps into tutorials and training so that you can succeed. All right. So again, if you guys have any questions, I see you, Mark. Thank you so much for joining me here on this broadcast. He said, hey, look, big fish, small pond. Let's not forget that. Big fish, small pond, Mark. So thank you so much for coming here on this broadcast and joining me. I greatly appreciate that. So a quick recap, and then I'll meet you guys again later on this evening. But a quick recap is this. Listen. We want to, the big idea is doing audio campaign with podcasts and also audio platforms, and to use other people's audiences. We may think, even if you're in the beginning stages of, you just recently published your book, you're wondering why your book is not selling, you're wondering why nobody is sharing or promoting. I say there's nothing wrong with the promotions and the advertisements that you're using. It may be the placement. Where are those advertisements? So a way that you can definitely utilize this is by getting a voiceover get in a short 30-second commercial at the most, maybe 5 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, that describes your book and where to get it. So you have to describe what the book is, describe the book, and where to get it. And then what you do is you reach out to podcasters who are in your demographic, right? Their audience is your demographic. And then you want to make sure that you ask them how much does it cost to place the ad. Or even if you're doing an interview with them, you can say, hey, look, they say, I want to interview you. You're like, oh, that's great. Hey, look, is it possible that you can play my advertisement or my commercial during my interview with you? And 9 times out of 10, they will say, sure, unless they have other sponsors lined up. That will be the only real reason why someone will say no to the guests that they have during that interview. So you can ask them to play during that time too as well. If you already have, let's say, a video book promotion around your book, you can literally just take that audio and place it into other podcasters too as well. Or you can use other platforms such as Spotify. If you would like the video training on how to utilize these different platforms, how to maximize your audio campaigns, I invite you guys to become members of the Authors in Business membership community where no author is left behind. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. As always, I believe in you. I know that you have the power to change the world. I love you so ever deeply. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to leave them inside the comment box below. And I will do my due diligence of answering and definitely engaging with each and every one of you. I hope this works for you, and I hope it was definitely beneficial. And I will talk to you soon.